Good evening and welcome to the locker room. Hearts are saddened in the locker room tonight. My partner, David Queener, lost his father this weekend, and obviously our thoughts and prayers are with David and Steve and the family. It's tough to lose a pop. Tough to lose a pop, and a pop that's done the right things for you and been close to you, and I could just tell today, and talking to David, they had the right stuff. They had the right stuff, and when you got the right stuff, it makes it tough, but it also makes it easy knowing that you know where folks are when they have the right stuff. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing. Or what your path is in life. When you do the right stuff, man, it makes it easier. So, partner, we're thinking about you. We know your heart's heavy right now, but we know also that because of you've got the right stuff and he had the right stuff, that things are going to be easier. So, we're thinking about you, buddy, and we appreciate you. We're in week 8, and as we talk about, and as much as we love sports, and as much as we love high school sports, sometimes you have to, sometimes things like this really help you put things in perspective. And this is a game, folks. This is a game. The good part about this game is that the coaches that we have teaching our young men are teaching them the right things. They're teaching them how to go about the right things. And they're teaching them about, not just about the game of football, but I guarantee you go to any of these programs Monday through Thursday and all summer long, and there's a period at some point during that practice, they're teaching them the game of life. You can be sure of it. And that's why we talk about winning. Man, there's nothing better than winning, as long as we're doing it the right way. And that's what David and I love about doing this. We get to go to every high school in our area, and we get to see what's happening, not just on the field, but behind the scenes, by getting to know our coaches and what it's all about. We've got the right stuff. We've got the right guys coaching our kids. All of them aren't getting as many W's as others, but that doesn't change the coaches. That they're teaching them the same thing at 2 and 8 as they are at 8 and 2. That's what we're talking about. And I'm not preaching. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you the facts. And sometimes it takes a hard blow sometimes to get to know that. And there's been some hard blows. Look at what the kids in Anderson County have been through in the last 5 years. I mean, when you lose classmates and you lose guys and gals that are a part of you, you got to be tough. And part of that toughness comes from the coaches within that school, and it comes from the teachers. I'm not downplaying the teachers, but I'm just saying coaches spend more time with these kids than they do with a lot of parents during season. As a parent of an athlete, you're turning your kid over to these guys and the gals, and there a lot of what they pick up is right there. So, week 8, we're moving right along, and it doesn't seem possible. Fulton at Clinton will be the game of the week on Friday night. Fulton comes to Clinton. Obviously, Fulton is a handful. Clinton, trying to turn their program around, really gets a chance against Fulton to show how far they've come. A lot of folks would not expect Clinton to beat Fulton, but a lot of folks will be excited to see how the transition at Clinton is taking place. So 7 o'clock will be pregame, kickoff at 7:30. Join us Friday night at Clinton. We've got a lot of other big games around the area. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. Coach Terry is going to be here with us from Anderson County. Anderson County Mavericks, man, they're on a nice ride. They're on a nice ride, and they've, you know, this is the first year as we change regions, and I'm not going to say too much because I'm not going to jinx anybody, but they're on a really nice ride. And a win Friday night at Chattanooga Central, which is certainly within their reach, puts them 8-0. What a really nice ride they have. And you see right there, this is for the region championship. They win Friday night, they're in, and so it's going to be a nice ride. So we'll take a commercial break. We'll come back. Coach Terry's got some folks with him, and we'll talk about Maverick football. Stay tuned.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry, plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Welcome back to the locker room, and welcome to some Mavericks here in the room, and this is football Mavericks. Coach Terry, thanks for coming down.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you having us right there. We're excited to come down and be a part of it.
We'll get him picked up here.
I'm on there now.
He's not used to all this TV high tech stuff.
Thanks for having us on. We appreciate getting the opportunity to come down.
Coach, Mavericks 7-0. You're off this week. Next week you go to Chattanooga Central and have a chance to really finish off region work next week. Has to be an exciting time up in Andersonville there in that area with the Mavericks.
It is. Coach Gillum's doing a great job with us right now. He had our team this week, really focused in. We've had some good practices this week, going back to the basics and having a week off to hone up some things that we need to do to get better as a team. And Coach Gillum's talked all week about us. This season right now at this point being about us and not about who we play and those types of things, but focusing in on the little things that we do to make us better and not worrying about what the next team is, or 8-0 or 9-0 or 10-0, those types of things. We set out at the beginning of the season we want to be undefeated and we want to win a district championship, those types of things. But ultimately at this point of the season, it's about the small things, and it's about getting our team focused on the things that we need to do to win the next game.
Coach, we talked a little bit about 5 years ago. I know we were up during a ball game, and your defensive got pushed around a little bit. And Coach Gillum was talking then about the priority of not being it doesn't matter how many points we score, we've got to stop the other team. Right. And he said we're going to get more physical. Obviously, you're more physical.
Yes, and some of that is due to personnel. We've had some kids that the last 3 or 4 years, these guys have they've got some playing time as freshmen and sophomores and juniors and seniors now. Andrews, he's played a lot of football, and so that's helped him be able to be a little bit more physical just because the high school game speeds up from middle school to high school, that transition. And being the more football you play, the better football player you're going to be. And he's turned that into something real, parlayed that into something really nice for him. Coach Gillum, he's always going to throw the football and he's always going to score a bunch of points. But defensively, we've got to be able to stop some people, and at this time, we're able to do that.
Well, share with us who we have here with you tonight.
All right, the senior linebacker, outside linebacker, Andrew Hatmaker's with us right there, and junior outside linebacker, Grayson Terry. I tell these guys all the time, anytime you think you're getting it from me, just be glad you don't got to get in the car with me and ride home, because you get it some more.
Well, Andrew, we'll start with you, outside linebacker, defensively. Your task, and I'm sure over your 4-year tenure, you've seen it from Coach Gillum. We've got to stop the other team, and obviously you guys are doing a good job of that.
Yeah.
Marquise, everybody, a bunch of kids up there.
I depend a lot on my teammates. I mean, I couldn't do it alone. If one of us gets hurt, it's hard for somebody to step up and fill that position, but we've always got guys that will step up.
When your class was a freshman, I think Coach Terry made the comment that was probably one of the best freshman classes that they had seen, and they were sort of chomping at the bit, knowing that you guys were going to progress, and really looking forward to your senior year. Obviously, everything they've expected has come true, and so your class is sort of going to set a new bar. You have to be pretty proud of that.
Yeah, it's amazing being a part of this team. I didn't really play much middle school at all. I played Little League and then came straight to high school. It was hard, transitioning from that, but playing with these older guys and not having that much experience, it really helped getting in there. And, you can't be afraid. You just got to jump in. Took a sophomore year off, jumped straight into junior year. It was hard, but did my best to work at it. And my linebacker coach, Coach Cross, he's tough. He pushed me through it, and I couldn't do it without Keese, Mason, and all of them.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you're doing the right thing. Grayson, having a dad for a coach makes it a little more difficult.
A lot of stuff is expected out of you. You gotta deal with all the other coaches. All the rest of the time, not just during practice, but all the time giving you a hard time.
But at the same time, we're gonna I guess go out on a limb a little bit here and say, if you had to have one who was who was going to be good, you've got the right one. But I mean, he's I'm sure can be tough when he needs to be, but he's made of the right stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We've got a great coaching staff. Coach Gillum, he's put together a bunch of guys that played football at Anderson County, and that's what's neat on Friday nights is to see the coaches that played it. That they played there on that field, and they've been in that locker room, they've been in that weight room, and these guys, they know that. And it's fun on Friday nights to look on the sidelines and see all the former players.
That's right.
And all the former coaches and former administrators that are all back down there wanting to see these young guys. And you know, it'll be fun for me to watch these guys as they go off and do their thing in college to come back to Anderson County on Friday nights in their letter jackets and watch these young guys play that are now watching them. You know, it's a great circle to watch. It's a lot of fun.
You know, and from your linebackers position, a lot of the success that you have is because of those guys up front keeping people off of you, and obviously your guys are doing a good job.
Thomas Roberts, Trey Noe, they're just Anthony Barbera, 3 big kids up front that take double teams, those types of things, and allow these guys to work and make tackles right there is a lot of fun.
And I'm sure you're thankful for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and one of the things as we look around, this is sort of a new schedule, a new region for you guys, and most of these teams that you're playing are out of the Chattanooga area. So it's teams that not only you haven't played against, it's a lot of teams that the coaches haven't seen. So you guys are getting a lot of these offenses sight unseen. So it's probably been a little bit of fun transitioning every week to seeing another game film that you're watching, trying to pick up on what's going on.
They've got some real talent. They're some fast boys, but we always have our outside guys. We got to force them back in, get them running sideways, and it's what we do.
One thing at Anderson County High School that we've always observed as we've been up is, first of all, great fan support. Secondly, great facilities. I mean, you've got a locker room that's first class. You got a weight room that's first class. Now you have a turf field. You have something probably very few teams in the state have, and that's a fireworks display at home. Now you're probably breaking the bank on fireworks. I mean, you probably cost more fireworks money this year
That's a good problem. I'll tell you, we'll pay the extra if we'll keep scoring.
But you have to be proud to have the things that you have, and you have to be proud of a booster club and stuff that supports you like they do.
Yes.
And here's your chance, guys, to say thanks.
Yeah, we thank you guys for everything you do, really. You know.
We thank all of our pyros for getting the fireworks set up, and plus Coach Russ Gillum. He's amazing. We used to have grass field, and he would paint it every Friday, and it was amazing stuff.
And again, Coach, and and you're appreciative because you know the difference between the haves and the have-nots, and it's called booster clubs.
Being around the program since 2000 and being in that system with Coach Kerr, and Coach Kerr really set a lot of the stuff up that's in the booster club that we have. He's an unbelievable man. I've talked to him several times, and he's going to come back the first round of the playoffs, and he's going to be back up there with us. He wants to come on the sidelines and watch the game. We're excited to have him back up there. And like I said, he set a lot of the things up that we do currently. They're solid. They work. And our community, their support for our kids is phenomenal. And, we were concerned we got put in the Chattanooga region, the gates and those types of things. But one thing about Anderson County up on our end is our people are going to come to games. They're going to come, and they don't care who we play. They don't care if it's a Thursday night or a Friday night or a Monday night. They're going to come watch these kids play, and they love it. It's fun, and it's testimony on Friday nights to come up there and look at that stadium fill up, and watch our band do what they do, and our cheer and our dance do what they do, and that these guys go out there and do what they do, and all in all, on the outside, you got the fireworks shows that Coach Russ and the pyro shows guys. They spend all day Friday setting all that stuff up. And having you all there to put it on TV to show, all the counties around that we're doing something special up there, and we've got a special community, and we're very thankful for them and for all the people that make that thing happen on Friday night. Very humbled by it to see it.
I think I go back to many years that we've been doing this, and one of the greatest comebacks that I think I've ever seen was right there against Fulton.
Yeah.
And we were there, and
It was all tail lights.
Phenomenal.
You could see all the tail lights heading out the stadium
That's
out
right.
there. We were
That's
getting
right.
beat with 3 minutes left in the game.
That's right. And it was like I say, it was one of the greatest.
I think it was 2002.
It was a long time ago.
2 or 3 maybe.
My memory,
two.
my memory doesn't serve me well on how long ago it was, but
Yeah.
I know. I think it was a long time
It was
ago, but
incredible. What an incredible comeback.
It was a
I'll never
great
forget
comeback.
it.
Great
Thomas
comeback.
Hughes
And
kicked the
Fulton had a
field
really
goal.
good football team.
They did.
And
They did.
and then I guess another memory that will stay with me is watching you run down the sidelines on a kickoff return and come up lame at about the 35-yard line.
That's fun to do.
So it's, as we've done all of these, that's the beauty of being able to be a part of it is looking back and having the opportunity to visit with you guys before games and it doesn't matter how big the game is. There's always time. You and Coach Gillum always make time to talk about, to help us get. We don't have production meetings. Our production meeting is a 5 minute. It's a 5 minute moment before the game. But it's always it's always one of our favorite spots, and we appreciate all of that. And you guys don't understand, and you will. The value of what you have in that program as Mavericks. I know you understand. You've got the best of everything. But about 10 years from now, you'll look back and you really will appreciate what these guys have done, what your booster club has done. You guys sell a lot of hot dogs and hamburgers.
That's
and
one
popcorn.
thing I want to see is I want to see these guys come back and be in that quarterback club, and that's
right.
what we're seeing right now. Are some former football players coming back and being in our club and being not just financially but emotionally attached to it, and say this is our club, this is where we went to school, and we want it to be good, and we want these kids that are in this program that we were in. We want them to have something special, and they're willing to do the extra work and do the things to make those things happen for these guys, and that's what I want to see these guys do when they leave. Well,
it's obviously working because, as you say, not only the coaches but all of the players that come back and bring their kids back into the program, and it starts the cycle, and the cycle never ends.
Right.
The cycle never ends. But you got something going for you that's probably never been done at that school, and you go about business the right way the next 3 Friday nights, and you can get it done, and you have to be 7-0 before you can be 8-0, and you take them one at a time, and we just happen to be at your spot week 10, and
week 11
will be and we want to be able to say we were there when.
Yes.
So
Don't screw it up.
keep fighting, keep fighting.
Don't mess it up.
Keep fighting. But guys, I'm gonna give you a chance here now. Anybody you want to give a shout out to now? Now's your chance. We're gonna see how smart you guys are now. Be careful.
For the players wise, our offense and defensive line, we really couldn't do it without them up front.
Oh, good job. Good job.
Those guys up front, they are winning. They're winning it for us right now. We got a ton of skilled kids, and we can put guys in there and just get at you 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in a row can catch the ball, different guys. But the guys up front right now, and I know you guys will reiterate that for me there, they're dominating the game up front.
Playing phenomenal, really.
Anybody else you want to say hi to?
My mom.
Boy, you're smart. You're sharp, boy. I tell
They're
you.
watching right now.
Oh yeah.
And
Hey, Mom. Yeah, hi.
boy, you better say hi to Mom. Something will be cold as ice when you get home.
Oh yeah.
And guys, it is. It's amazing. I'm an old man, and I've been around this stuff pretty much all my life, and it gives us the opportunity to stay young, and that's how you stay young is by being around you guys
and being able to see, as Coach Terry said, the maturity that you have. We see them as freshmen, little scrawny kids, and at different levels they have to play. And there's nothing any more brutal than to see a 145 or 150 pound quarterback playing at one of these schools, you know, getting pancaked by a senior, and you wonder, well, he'll probably quit. He's not. But then to come back and see them as juniors and seniors, and see them not give up, see them keep on, and that's what it's all about. And we're appreciative of you guys doing that same thing.
High school football in East Tennessee. It's fun, isn't it?
It is fun.
It is so much fun. No matter where you're at, you can go see a high school game on Friday night and watch a kid that's 15 or 16-year-old do something that you see on Saturdays and Sundays, and they don't do it for the money. They do it for their community, and they do it for their school.
That's right.
The Stanton Martin, our quarterback, he gets hurt almost every year. He always comes back from it. Last year he broke his jaw against Catholic, and I had to go in. I couldn't fill them shoes of him being in there.
No, don't say that now.
He's one of the best, and I could probably say this region.
Well,
state.
probably the state. Yeah, you could say that probably in the state or the Southeast, probably.
Yeah.
Because he is. And you've been fortunate at Anderson County. You've had several quarterbacks that have come through that the next one breaks their record.
Yeah.
Right. That's a pretty nice nice thing to have.
Yeah. Tanner Williams was a great one. Jamie Chadwell, now the head coach at Coastal Carolina, is a great one. Zane Smith was a great one. We've just had some really good ones.
You've had a succession of them, like I said, that break the previous record.
Yeah.
But guys, we appreciate you coming down, Coach. Always good to catch up with you and check out the things in Maverick Country. And again, we'll see you week 11, and hopefully week 11 we'll be able to maybe catch up after the ball game and share a huge moment.
It'd be great. I'd love that. I'm excited about it to get that opportunity. I want to thank you and David and Brad for coming up and doing all the stuff that you all do for high school football in East Tennessee. And like I said, it's a big deal.
Our pleasure. Guys, thanks. Your food's getting cold. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Guys, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and be in the locker room right after this.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. Rome Metals, we treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Really? Again? Hey, if I had automotive style suspension like the new Simplicity, plus a free floating mower deck for the best cut, I'd be all that too.
Well...
And if I had the expertise and advice of his Simplicity dealer, maybe he'd look forward to hanging out with me.
You don't have a Simplicity dealership.
Good point. Huh.
Yeah. SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
And good evening, and welcome back to the locker room. Pleased to have now some folks from Cofield, and obviously Cofield is in a big showdown tomorrow night with Greenback, and guys, this is the game of all games, right? I mean, every year if you're not ready to play tomorrow night, you better stay at the house, right?
Yes, sir. Greenback are a great football team this year,
and have been and it seems like either it doesn't matter about regular season, it matters about the playoff, and you guys have had the upper hand a little bit here lately on that playoff game, so that's the one that counts.
Yes, sir. Greenback, they put us out last year in the playoffs. They were the team that beat us, gave us both of our 2 losses, regular season and then the playoffs.
And if we look on the screen right here, Coach Henry is 0-5 against Greenback in the regular season, 4-1 in the playoffs. So I'm sure he would trade 0-6 for another trip and a win in the playoffs, but he'd really like to go 1-5 and still be 4-5-2 in the playoffs, right? He'd like to win on both.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah.
So as we look at tomorrow night's matchup, share with us, and I think, as you can see right there, the last regular season win was in 2007, and Coach Chris was even the coach then. So this goes back a long time for a regular win. That shows how tough it is, and especially to go to Greenback and win a football game. So, Drake.
Yeah.
Tell me about tomorrow night.
We're going to have to come out and play our best game of the season tomorrow night and take care of business. It's a regional championship. We'll get home advantage in the playoffs. It's just a big win for us, and we need it.
Well, Parker McKinney, what can we say? You're about to establish yourself as not only one of the best that's ever played at Cofield, but a lot of state stats. And I know from your standpoint, keep all that crap. Just get my teammates and let's get to the state championship game and win it.
Yes, sir. That's our goal. Take it one game at a time and hopefully make it back to Cookeville. My freshman year, we made it to Cookeville. That's the same goal we have for this year.
And getting back to Cookeville is not an easy task, and certainly, but having the experience of being to Cookeville is going to make all the difference in the world, right?
It is. The first time we were there, we were inexperienced, didn't really know what to expect. So this year we got at least that experience under our belt.
Tyler, big game tomorrow night. I guess if they don't let school out, you guys won't find a way to, your cars will probably get towed or something because there won't be, Cofield is going to be unbelievable tomorrow night. Big game, and what does it mean for the community tomorrow night?
It's going to be a playoff atmosphere. A lot of people's going to be there.
Like everyone in Cofield?
The whole community is probably going to be there. Yeah.
And Greenback is coming as well.
Yes.
Now, the only thing that you might do, that if they prohibit Greenback fans from sitting in the back of their pickup trucks, now that'll really tick them off a little bit. So you need to make sure they don't do any of that kind of stuff. But a huge atmosphere tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the big guy. I don't think he's a fullback. I think he's probably an interior lineman.
Yes, sir. Offensive tackle.
What's the mentality on the offensive and defensive lines going up what you know is going to be a very physical football game tomorrow night?
We know that we have to control the line of scrimmage, both on offense and defense. If we control both offense and defensive line, then we feel like we can have a great chance to win and keep going forward from there.
You know, typically 1A schools, and a lot of schools on up the ladder, but typically 1A schools, most of you guys go both ways. So you know that as soon as you score, you know you might get a sip of water because you know you're going right back out on the defensive side. But both sides of the ball, you're going up probably against one of the most talented teams and physical teams in the whole state. In fact, Greenback and Cofield are synonymous with playoffs and state championships in 1A. Every team in the state knows that you're probably going to go through one of these two teams if you're going to get to Cookville. What is it like knowing that when you and your offensive linemen are successful, you're opening the door for someone like Parker McKinney to light the scoreboard up?
It's just a great honor to see him excel like he does, and if we can contribute to it, then by all means we will.
It's got to be a great feeling, though, to know that when you make the block and give a little time, good things are going to happen.
Yes, sir.
And Parker, on the other hand, you can't be where you are without these guys.
Yes, sir. My 4 years at Cofield, I started as a freshman, and I've only been sacked 2 times, and I'll take the blame for both of those. They were both my fault.
Two times?
2 times, yeah. And we've had a great offensive line my entire high school career.
Wow. And you've had some pretty good offensive linemen coming out of there. I mean, Mr. Stewart wasn't a bad, he wasn't a bad guy to follow, and so but it's got to be exciting to know that when you start the game, you know these guys have got you back.
Oh, it's great. I mean, we have a great offensive line this year. Coach Henry, he does wonderful things with them, and they're also talented themselves.
Very good. As far as the community is concerned, it's got to be awesome to play.
Yeah, they're all ready for the game and really looking forward to it.
You know, and as you look around, obviously the 5A and the 6A guys, you know, they might have a little fancier locker room, or they might have a few more people in the stands, and this and that. Would you trade anything?
No, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Would you trade anything?
No, sir.
If somebody could have come in this year and said, hey, you can go to any school you want to go to,
I'd stay at Cofield. That's where I went my whole life. My friends are here, and it just is home to me.
I'd stay. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Everybody would stay.
Yes, sir. Same for me.
And you know, that speaks volumes. And you guys, you know, my ties with Coach Henry go back to 1992 when he was assistant coach at Oneida, and he had a kicker at Oneida, and we ran in on the recruiting trails with my son, and little did I know at that meeting that my path would cross with Coach Henry at Cofield, because I knew then he was an outstanding person and obviously a good coach, or he wouldn't be at Oneida. But you guys, I mean, there's a love there obviously that is no greater at any place, at any school.
Yeah, you're right. Coach Henry, he pushes us to the limit in every practice, and he expects excellence out of us every snap.
In a mild-mannered way.
Yeah, sometimes.
So the big ball game tomorrow night, and you know, and whichever team comes out victorious tomorrow night, all you get out of it is knowing that you're going to meet again.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And obviously the stats that we've seen means that typically the winner of the game tomorrow night hasn't fared as well in the playoffs. So your mission is to win them both.
That's right. Yeah.
And change the whole layout.
Yes, sir.
And obviously most of you probably are on the basketball team that Coach Jones here is a part of, because like most places, most of you are going to play 3 sports, that's the way you do it at smaller schools. But Brad, have we got the stat? Did we show the stat that Parker is closing in on? And that's again, we're just showing what your teammates have allowed you to do, because I know that you would say without them none of this is possible, but you're closing in. You know that you're the 10th all-time in Tennessee for passing yards as we stand now, but obviously you've got a lot of football left to be played, and if you were to make it to Cookeville, that's probably another 7 games, 8 games, a whole new season just about to play to add to that. So lots of incentives there.
Oh, yes, sir. I don't really look much into that kind of stuff, and obviously it is all because of my teammates. I've had great teammates my entire time, but our goal here is just to make it to Cookeville. I'm more about the team than I am.
And that's how these yardage, you know, and why this yardage is important, because your man down here blocking for you, he's a part of that. You know, he's involved in that, or you're not able to do that. And I think probably one of the things that on the screen there that's most important is that you already have an opportunity for college, which is the big thing. And Eastern Kentucky likes to throw the football.
Yeah, they throw it a lot, and I really like their coaching staff up there.
The Colonels, you know, we were talking one night, and somebody said, well, surely he could, you know, he could go to some SEC schools or Division I schools. And I said he probably could, but people don't understand. Eastern Kentucky has some national championship trophies in their trophy case. They led the OVC for many years, and it's a pass-happy offense that fits exactly what you like to do.
Yeah, I like to throw it. They like to throw it. I thought it was a great fit for me.
And I conclude, I thought it was a good fit for you when I heard Eastern Kentucky, because Roy Kidd set a program up there that you know, was very successful for about 20 years under his tenure, and they're continuing that thing even today. But guys, good luck tomorrow night. It's an opportunity to get Coach Henry off the hook, to get the goose egg off of his name for regular season, and what that would probably do is end up propelling you into the playoffs in a really, really positive way, and we appreciate it. You want to give a shout out to anybody?
Teammates.
I'll give a shout out to Coach Henry.
There you go. Hey, you guys understand what the program's all about?
Beefy.
See, and here's another. I mean, you know, guys, you got to think about those teachers. You know, that one that's wondering about, you know, what's going on here. You go, yeah, hey, good job, Miss Smith. We appreciate you. You know, whatever. Hey. Guys, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
It's been fun watching you. It's been fun watching your careers, and you know, Cofield is because of Brad and connection with BBB. We've had a special place, and especially with Coach Henry. We've actually come over and done some games over there, and it's a special place to play as well. And you'll have a big audience tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
A big audience and an opportunity to not only win a football game, but an audience that can see what Cofield football is all about and what the fans are all about, and you know, when they start seeing 6 and 8 deep around the field, it's going to be a special time.
Yes, sir.
So good luck to you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry, plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
cars, aluminum cans. We buy it on the spot and we pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Welcome back to the locker room, and again, if you're just tuning in, just want to say that our thoughts and prayers are with my partner tonight, David Queener, and the loss of his father, and we wish him. Our prayers are with him, and just hope that he and his family can do and get through. It's tough losing the pop. As we look at schedules coming on down the road now, as we finish coming into week 8, Oliver Springs will be at Sunbright tomorrow night. Oliver Springs with a big win last week over Harriman, and now they have a chance to put together a couple of back-to-back wins, as they'll be at Sunbright tomorrow night, and then they'll be at Oakdale, and then Cofield will come to town, and then they'll have Midway to finish out the season. So Coach Green and the Bobcats have an opportunity to put together a couple wins here, which certainly would make winter workouts a lot more fun. Clinton tomorrow night has Fulton, which is a huge football game, and then they will come to Oak Ridge, and then they'll have Campbell County and Karnes. So Clinton with a tough schedule in the next 3 weeks: Fulton, at Oak Ridge, and Campbell County, and it doesn't get much tougher in that region than having to play those teams, and they'll finish the season having Karnes at home, so they'll have an opportunity to at least close the season out with a big win, which certainly would be exciting for them as they start winter workouts. Rockwood is off this week. Huge win last week at Oneida, which put them right into the propel them to second in that region, and they'll finish at Wartburg, at Hancock County, and at Cumberland, and have Cumberland Gap at home. So the Tigers can finish with a nice season and enter the playoffs on a pretty good high. So I know Coach Webb will will keep his team intact one game at a time. But a huge win last week at Oneida. Really, really tough to go to Oneida and win a football game anytime. So you take every win and savor it when you can go to Oneida and do that. Midway, with a really nice season so far. They will entertain Harriman tomorrow night, and then they will be at Sunbright. Then they have to go to Greenback, and they finish the season at Oliver Springs. So Midway can have a really nice season this year if they take care of business on the games that they should. Oak Ridge off this week, and a much needed rest and a good time for a off week, because it gives you an opportunity to get some folks healthy, plus the fact that it gives you a chance to gear up for the final season's 3 games and get you into the playoffs. And then next week, as we said, they'll have Clinton at home, then they'll go to Powell, and then they will be at Fulton. So gives Coach Gaddis and his staff and his team a chance to regroup tomorrow night or Friday night. They can take Friday night off and then come back and get ready for Clinton. So they have an opportunity to take care of business as well. The Harriman Blue Devils will be at Midway tomorrow night, and then Greenback, and then they will have Oakdale. So Greenback looming on there, and Greenback an awfully tough team. And Greenback will play Cofield tomorrow night in a TV game. So Coach Tapp really disappointed in last week's loss to Oliver Springs. So he's going to try to get his football team back for a trip to Midway, which is always a big game, and then knowing that Greenback looms the next week. So it'll be a chance for the Harriman Blue Devils to try to correct the ship and try to get that thing turned around. Kingston Yellow Jackets with a really, really nice season thus far. They'll be at Scott County tomorrow night, and then they go to Alcoa, and they finish with Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg Pittman. So Kingston has an opportunity to really turn this thing around this year, as a lot of folks thought they would, and so that they will. The Alcoa game is obviously a tough venue and a tough place to play, but that would give that'd give Coach Pankey an opportunity to finish really strong, and an 8-2 year would be wonderful for the Yellow Jackets. So that's how a lot of the teams around the area fare, and what they have to look forward to as we finish this football season. And as we look at the top 10, Oakland with their big win is still the number 1 team in 6A, followed by Maryville and Farragut. And I'm going to go out on a limb here a little bit. I think the upset this week could be Dobbins-Bennett beating Farragut. I think Farragut, anytime you have to get on a bus and ride a couple hours, and I think Farragut's played some close ball games, and I think Dobbins-Bennett has gotten a little stronger. I'm gonna predict that Dobbins-Bennett will defeat Farragut tomorrow night. You see some other games there. As Beach continues in 5A, they've been pretty much the number 1 team most of the year with 16 votes there. Fulton has an opportunity to advance up some as they failed a couple of spots, but Fulton is still a really, really good football team. And you see Beach and you see Gallatin probably about 8 miles apart in Sumter County. So really some good football being played out there as well. Campbell County sitting at number 10. And then 4A, Greenville. And Greenville, a team that's been here for the past couple of years. So Greenville is hard to knock out of that number 1 spot. Anderson County at 3, and it looks like Anderson County has an opportunity to continue their ways down in the Chattanooga area as they finish. their game, 2 games in Chattanooga area and then Sequoia. So, and there's East Ridge sitting down there, and 3A, Alcoa, another team that's been at the top of the 3A poll. Austin East at 4, and then a lot of teams scattered all about. So 2A, Meigs County, and we saw Meigs County here on Channel 12 as they were at Rockwood. So Meigs County is the real deal. And you look at some other teams down through there, and you see some names of teams that Lewis County, Trousdale County, that have been there before. Happy Valley, not sure that Happy Valley should be probably in that category, because as we've seen in years past, a lot of teams in Region 2A go to 1A and win in that first round of the playoffs. Happy Valley defeated last week. And in 1A, there you have it. Greenback defeat, so they dropped to 6, and Cofield stays at 4. And that will be 4 versus 6 tomorrow night. And what a matchup that should be, as those two powers meet tomorrow night in a big game at Cofield. So that's probably that may be the biggest matchup in East Tennessee this week. It just so happens to be in the 1A classification. But we've got a lot of football left to be played, but the last 3 weeks, tomorrow night, will be in a couple of areas, just like in the Region 1, 2A with Greenback and Cofield. That will determine a region championship. Next week, Anderson County will be playing for a region championship. So weeks 8, 9, and 10 are going to be, and 11 are going to be the big weeks for starting to separate for a lot of these teams. But as we go along, it's been a good year. We want to thank the folks from Anderson County for coming down, and for Cofield for coming down, and again, thoughts and prayers with my partner David Queener in the loss of his dad, and we just want to say again, thoughts and prayers will be with them. We're live from Calhoun's in Oak Ridge, and we invite you to come on down and join the Oak Ridge contingent, as Coach's Corner will be coming up right after this with Coach Gaddis. And even though he's got an open week, he'll be talking about last week's game and an opportunity to give him a chance to talk about the rest of the year. So come on down to Calhoun's on the river. We'll be back in the locker room next week. Good night, everybody.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.